checked my security footage last night and I wish I hadn't. I saw something chilling. There was nothing at first, then suddenly, a shadowy figure appears. It was standing in my hallway. It didn't move, it just stood there. It moved unnaturally, fast across the screen. For one whole minute, and it had glowing red eyes. My heart raced. I was home alone, and it was not me. The thought that someone is in my house bothered me and I was awake all night long. The next day, I decided to investigate further. I checked all the doors and windows but everything was locked. I couldn't shake the feeling that something or someone was watching me. I set up more cameras around the house, hoping to catch another glimpse of the shadowy figure. That night, I stayed up late, watching the live feed from my cameras. Hours passed, and nothing happened. Just as I was about to give up, I saw it again. The shadowy figure appeared in the hallway, just like before. This time, it moved closer to the camera, and I could see its glowing red eyes more clearly. My heart pounded as I watched, unable to look away. The figure seemed to be aware of the camera, almost as if it was looking directly at me through the lens. I felt a chill run down my spine. I knew I should do something, call the police or at least wake up my neighbors, but I was paralyzed with fear. The figure lingered for what felt like an eternity. Then, as suddenly as it had appeared, it vanished. I rewound the footage, hoping to find some clue or explanation, but there was nothing, just the same shadowy figure with those terrifying red eyes. I stayed up the rest of the night, unable to sleep, my mind racing with questions and fears. What was this thing? Why was it haunting my home? And most importantly, what did it want from me? I was terrified, but I knew I had to find out what was going on. I decided to confront the figure. Grabbing a flashlight, I slowly made my way to the hallway. With each step, my heart pounded louder, my breath quickened. The air felt thick with tension as I approached the spot where I had seen the shadowy figure. Suddenly, the figure vanished before my eyes. I was left standing in the dark, clutching my flashlight, feeling a mix of fear and confusion. Determined not to let it get away, I searched the entire house, moving room to room, checking every corner and every shadow, but there was no sign of it. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that the figure was still there, somewhere, hiding just out of sight. I double-checked the locks on my doors and windows, trying to reassure myself that I was safe. But deep down, I knew that this was far from over. Whatever this thing was, it was toying with me, challenging me, and I was more determined than ever to uncover the truth. I've been reviewing the footage and I noticed that the figure had appeared at exactly 3 a.m. again and disappeared at 3:01. I noticed something strange in the footage. There was a faint whispering sound in the background. I couldn't make out what it was saying, but it sent chills down my spine. Determined to find out more, I enhanced the audio and played it back. The whispers grew louder, more distinct, but still unintelligible. It felt like a warning or a call from another realm. I replayed it over and over, trying to catch any recognizable words, but to no avail. The whispering seemed to echo in my mind long after I had stopped the recording. It was as if the figure was trying to communicate with me, or perhaps warn me of something sinister. I felt a deep sense of unease, knowing that whatever this was, it wasn't just a figment of my imagination. It was real, and it was trying to reach out to me. The mystery deepened, and I knew I had to dig further, to uncover the truth behind these eerie occurrences. The unease gnawed at me, and I knew I couldn't face this alone. I decided to share the footage with a paranormal investigator. They analyzed the video and confirmed that it was not a glitch. The investigator's face grew serious as they reviewed the enhanced audio and the shadowy figure that appeared at exactly 3 a.m. Their verdict was chilling. They believed that the figure was a spirit trying to communicate with me. The whispers, the figure's presence, it all pointed to an entity reaching out from beyond. The investigator advised me to cleanse my house and set up protective barriers to ward off any further contact. As they spoke, I felt a mix of relief and dread. Relief that someone could validate my experience, and dread at the confirmation that my home was the target of something supernatural. The investigator provided me with a list of rituals and protective symbols to use, and I prepared myself for the cleansing process. The journey was far from over. In fact, it felt like it had just begun. With the investigator's guidance, I hoped to reclaim my home from the unseen presence that haunted it. Little did I know, the most terrifying revelation was yet to come. Following the investigator's advice, I performed the cleansing ritual. I used the protective symbols and recited the chants. For a few nights, everything seemed normal. The air felt lighter, and I began to believe the worst was behind me. I even managed to get some sleep. But then, the figure appeared again. This time, it was not alone. I checked my security camera footage late one night. Instead, I was met with a sight that turned my blood to ice. Multiple shadowy figures with glowing red eyes stood in my hallway. They surrounded my camera, their eyes piercing through the darkness. My heart raced as I watched them move in unison. The feed cut out, plunging my screen into darkness. I sat there, frozen with fear. The protective measures had failed, and now the entities were back, stronger and more numerous. I knew that I couldn't handle this alone anymore. I needed more help and stronger protection. The shadows were no longer just haunting my home, they were invading my life. The true nightmare had only just begun. I am doomed. I don't know what these figures want or why they are haunting me. All I know is that I am no longer alone in my own home. Desperate for answers, I reached out to an online community dedicated to the paranormal. I posted my story along with the chilling footage, hoping someone might recognize these entities. The response was overwhelming. People from all over the world shared similar experiences. A few even claimed to have encountered the same red-eyed shadows. One message stood out. It was from a former researcher. They offered to help me uncover the truth. We arranged a video call, and I shared every detail. The researcher listened intently. They explained that these shadows could be manifestations of a malevolent force, something that feeds on fear and despair. We prepared for a ritual, hoping to rid us of these shadows. As night approached, the air grew colder, and an unsettling silence filled my home. The stage was set for a confrontation with the unknown. Would we succeed in banishing these entities or provoke their wrath further? Only time would tell. I have replayed the footage over and over and I am so sleep deprived. And every night, I wonder, will it come back? I have a lot of unanswered questions. If you enjoyed this spine-chilling story, please like, comment, and subscribe for more eerie encounters. Stay safe and keep your cameras on.